Elon Musk offered me a $1 billion grant to solve one of the biggest issues facing the world today. It's kind of mind blowing. Like, he noticed on LinkedIn there are tons of companies like Consulting, whatever, that pump out all this nonsense advice. They're just regurgitating from the internet, which most of it's wrong. And they're doing it just to increase their own virality and make money. And then he found my content and he's like, it's like genuine, real psychological advice that helps students. So he said, what can we do to save universities? And there are three glaring issues that we're facing. First one is the price of education and the time of education is way too high. Just to throw away 4 years of your life and $60,000 for an undergraduate degree, which does what for you? It's insane. Problem number two, student loan debt is completely out of control. And what happens? If the government decides to intervene, then regular taxpayers, end up funding everyone else's education. That sounds ridiculous. And then problem number three is the immigration issue. When we have immigrants coming from other countries, they get baited in by these master's programs, drop $100,000 in a year and a half of their life, and still they can't get a job and they get sent back home. That's just horrific, and that's happening to tons and tons of students. So for $1 billion, can you solve this issue? My immediate reaction was like, there's too much to do. This is a global issue. Every university in the world is charging too much, and they really can't do anything about it because of all the expenses and then the lecturers and the TAs. It's just impossible. And we kind of like knocked heads for a minute, and we came up with the solution. Here's the way it's going to work. And it's funny, the hardest thing was actually coming up with a name, and then we came up with a really clever name you're not going to believe. Script Uni. Hear me out. So, getting rid of the current Script Uni. No more coding for finance. Done. But this new university is going to be called Script Uni, and it's going to be more competitive than Harvard, but easier to get into. So here's how it works. There are no classes. There are no lecturers. There are no physical universities. There are no instructors. And that's why the entire program is $5,000 a year. $5,000 a year for undergrad, $5,000 a year for the graduate program. How does it work? It's simple. We spend millions of dollars going through every content creator on the web and finding the best courses that you can take for free. For example, linear algebra, all you have to do is go to YouTube, look up the MIT courseware, Gilbert Strang. He's absolutely the best linear algebra instructor in the world. Calculus, Edward Berger. And you find these individuals who have a gift for teaching and truly are masters of their subjects. Watch the content. The only thing Script Uni does for you is give you a physical midterm and a physical final, and they are more difficult than every Ivy League program. We are going to look at Harvard. We're going to look at Yale. We're going to look at Princeton. We're going to see the complexities and intricacies of their midterms and their finals, and we are going to beat them. They will be more challenging, which means everybody can get into the program because effectively there's no overhead for us. Yeah, we have to pay teachers' assistants to monitor the forums or whatever, but really no overhead. Well, and to grade the midterms and finals. But the real challenge is getting good grades. We believe getting a 4.0 in our university will be near impossible. And we want it to be that when a Google, when a Yahoo, when a Goldman Sachs makes an offer to one of our students, and the student has a 3.9, 4.0 GPA, that resume is above Harvard and Yale. So we're breaking away the barrier to entry. We're breaking away the cost. We're breaking away the time constraint. You don't have to do 4 years or pace yourself semester-wise. If you can stay up 24 hours a day for an entire year and cover all this content and pass the exams, you know the information. Why should you have to go to a university? This is the plan of Script Uni. It's really exciting. Thank you, Elon Musk, for your imaginary $1 billion. This is just a dream come true for me and for the world. And we're going to fix everything. With universities being so cheap, there's simply no issue of cost. Everything goes away. There is no more student loan debt. There's no visa issue. I mean, there's a visa issue, but when the immigrants come here, worst case scenario, they spend $5,000 on a master's. They go back home rather than spending $100,000 in a year and a half of their life. So we are going to solve all these problems. This is the solution. Mark my words. And you know what? If I can't pull this off and Script Uni can't make this happen, it's going to happen. I wish I could be a part of this movement and make it happen today. I can't because I have to support my family. And by the way, in this wonderful dream, Elon bought me out for an undisclosed price so I could really focus on it full time. But like, when I was awake, I could never think of this solution. And it took me last night actually to dream of getting this wild grant from Elon to come up with a solution. And it's so obvious to me. Like, why are we taking physical locations? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned the midterms and the finals, they need to be on active testing sites like the Series 7, Series 63 exams. So there are monitors, you're in your own cubicle, you cannot cheat, there's no internet access. Obviously, when you take these remote programs, nobody trusts them because it's super easy to cheat. You're going to be on physical testing sites. And that's the main expense of the program, which is why you have to pay to go. So, but 5,000 undergrad, 5,000 masters, and that's the entire thing. Equal playing ground. There is no entry exam. Anyone can get in. I don't know why this is not just the obvious thing that the world migrates to. We have so many billionaires, and nobody can think of this. I don't know. Well, if you're a billionaire and you want to make a huge impact and make the world a better place, reach out to me, Mark Ross. I will take this to the next level, and I will help you solve all of these massive student issues, which everyone's too scared to tackle. This is how we're going to do it. I'll see you at Script Uni.